Just coming down to the Murrumbidgee for a walk. It's down near Tharwa. This is the road that gets you there, and you can either turn right and head towards Tidbinbilla, or you can continue on this road to the left and eventually head Annaminibee along the Bobbion Road. But there's another area I want to have a look at today, and it has to do with a conversation I had with a man in Brisbane earlier in the year. And this is the village of Tharwa, and you get to it by crossing the Tharwa Bridge, which was built in 1895 and was the first permanent crossing of the Murrumbidgee River. It was refurbished a couple of years ago, and it's looking pretty swish. I think it'll last for another 100 years yet. But it's a one-lane bridge, and as you'll see, this car will pull up to see if anybody else is coming across before they travel, and it just heads up into the village. That's the only intersection in town. Like I said before, you can get into Namadgi National Park, eventually into Annaminibee in New South Wales, and if you head up the main street of Tharwa, you'll eventually get to Tidbinbilla. And the main central spot of Tharwa would be the General Merchants, an old store, probably the oldest in Canberra. Now, I keep in contact with a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life, and one thing that interests me is the old reports of the hairy man, or what you would call today the Yowie, I suppose. Anyway, I was contacted earlier in the year about a fellow who was travelling from Tharwa towards Apollo Road, which is that road that heads down towards Annaminibee. It's about 80 kilometres of dirt road to Annaminibee. And anyway, before he hit Apollo Road, his son apparently spotted a hairy man on the side of the road, fitting the description of what we would call a Yowie today. But that was on the 26th of January. It was on Australia Day, and it was only a brief view, and you can only take people on their word. But I'm just going to go down this section of road and see what sort of the lay of the land is, and try and find some central point. The sighting was not far from the Namadgi Visitors Centre, which is just there, or the turn off into it is just there, and the whole area is dominated by Mount Tennant, which was named after a 1840s bush ranger who escaped from one of the convict areas of early Canberra. Well, I've pulled over at a central point between Apollo Road and Tharwa. It's all fairly nondescript bush heading up onto what would be Mount Tennant. But as far as it goes, the story is this father and son were travelling along towards Apollo Road, and the son noticed a large hairy man on the side of the road, and it was a fleeting glimpse, so you can only take people on their word. Anything's possible, I suppose.